I would like to also introduce our sister, who we called pretty much at the last moment when our brother Willie got his DNA results. I'd like to introduce Dr. Elizabeth. Would you please stay? I'd like to say that making this possible was the contact. So this really is an example of it takes a village, a global African village. And we thank you.
Maasai milk is special. It's not just any other fermented milk. We use the olive tree, which we believe is sacred, to clean the gourd. So there'll be a slight taste of charcoal, but that is now the Maasai milk. Yes. So please. Yeah. We'll have to take a sip from the gourd itself. And then, as a chili, this one should be like this. So the Maasai Morans drank their milk directly from the gourd, not from the cups. Just one sip is enough. Slowly, so you don't take from the yeah.
Yeah, Ashay.
That is the basic, that is the staple food for the Maasai community. Milk and meat, that is our staple food. So you just started one of the staples. Now you can change and look like one of us.
Yes, 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 yes.
I was born in Plaquemine, Louisiana, in the Ville Parish. I am the fourth child of my dad, Willie Hine. And this journey began with me probably about 36 years. And I call it knowledge of self. And it was trying to get an understanding of who I was. And to understand who you are, you have to know where you came from. I've had a burning desire for quite some time to go to the Great Rift Valley. And at the time, it was like a seed that was planted in the ground. And as a seed, I look at my life that way. Because a tree, a plant, will grow downward and upward simultaneously. Downward to be rooted, upward going toward the sun, but to obtain knowledge. It has been a long journey for me to get here. I told myself I would not come back to Africa unless I had done my DNA. This trip was planned before I even found my DNA. And when I found out that my father's father was 100% Maasai in Kenya, it really resonated with me on many different levels. There's a famous master teacher, Dr. Ben. And Dr. Ben basically says that our ancestors come from the foothills of the mountain of the moon where the god Hapi dwells. The mountain of the moon is Mount Kilimanjaro. So everything seems to really just come into sync at that particular moment. And my dad's people had striking resemblance. They were very tall, lean, athletic-looking men, 6'6", 6'5", and taller. And I used to wonder, were they from West Africa? But after understanding that it was Maasai blood, it really came to make a lot of sense for me. So I come here elated to be in East Africa, to be in the Great Rift Valley. I come here understanding this is only one step for me to increase my spirituality as well as my consciousness. The building the bridge between the diaspora and Africa is something that we will always do. We've heard so much about the transatlantic slave trade, the sub-Saharan slave trade, and being in Kenya, it has brought more light to the Indian Ocean slave trade. To come here and be here today is monumental. My family is very excited. Back in Louisiana, and they asked me, have you seen my dad's kin people yet? Right? So I think they're just excited as I'm excited. So I come here hoping that we can build a bridge. This program that Dr. Aubrey has put together, Roots and Reconnection, is the only reason why this has happened the way it happened. Because global Africa is important, and for us to continue to have a dialogue and to continue to understand who we are.
The organization is Roots and Reconnection. As you can see, Roots and Reconnection. And we've been doing this work for a very long time. My organization was formalized as a nonprofit about 10 years ago. But we've been coming back home for a long time. And it's absolutely historic to come back to Kenya. Many of the groups that I'm able to organize and bring back to Africa, we've been to Cameroon. That was the place that I first started with the more formal organization because of my work at a site that was very little known. In 2010, I began the research because so many African diasporans were tracing their roots back to Cameroon. But as we talk about transatlantic slavery on the U.S. side, we don't talk about Cameroon. We talk about Ghana and Senegal, more Sierra Leone, as we should. But I was able to locate in my research a site that is called Bimbia. That was very little known. So between 2010 and now, my research site, Bimbia, is now on the UNESCO list of tentative heritage sites for the world. So we're extremely thrilled about that. Kenya is historic because other pilgrimages back have been to Central Africa and to West Africa. Kenya, this is historic because there's not a lot of conversation about those of us in the African diaspora that were taken away by trans-Saharan or transatlantic slavery. So we don't really talk about Kenya so much, but we are finding now that those of us in the African diaspora are also connected to Kenya. And some people are tracing their roots to East Africa and to Kenya in particular. And we are thrilled today. This will be a surprise to many, even in our group, that we are having this ceremony today for an African diasporan named Willie Hine, who is actually my university classmate. We've been knowing each other since 1979. And the event today is especially for him. He did his DNA test, and it came back 100% Maasai, Kenya. So we are celebrating this today. And he joined the pilgrimage before he had gotten his DNA test results.
My name is Adora. I'm from Phoenix, Arizona, in the United States. And this is my first trip to Kenya. I've been to Africa 3 times, but this is my first time to Kenya. So I wrote a simple song for this pilgrimage, and I will sing a little bit for you right now. Okay. We are African Americans coming home to Kenya. We are African Americans coming home to Kenya. It's been a long, long time, but we're home. Yes, we're home. We are African Americans coming home to Kenya. We are rooted in blood and rich legacy. We are rooted in blood and rich legacy. Our ancestors called and we're going back home. We are African Americans coming home to Kenya. Kenya, 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 Kenya. Our ancestors called and we're going back home. We are African Americans coming home to Kenya.